My name is Val Mohney. I'm the editor of the Huckleberry Press newspaper and a member of the Spokane Small Business and Entrepreneurs Group that meets at Madco Lab Studios in Spokane on Fridays. That's a mouthful. And we are with our live studio audience. Give ourselves a round of applause. And in this video podcast, we like to talk to local business leaders and we like to talk to local artistic leaders like Dallas Jade Graves.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you, Dallas.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. And now that we've introduced you as Dallas Jade, do we go back to DJ?
DJ's cool.
DJ.
Either one, whatever you like. It's fine.
So what little I know of you is that you are a self-motivated artist. You work at Spokane Art Supply, and you're a co-owner of the Chrysalis Gallery with Denny Carmen.
Yes, indeed. It's a lot. I do a lot of little things to make life happen.
What is the life that you want to have happen?
A comfortable, creative one.
Yeah.
I am never seeking fame or fortune, just doing what I think is important, the power of creativity and being able to, have a house and keep the lights on, eat some good food now and then. Yep.
How long have you been involved in the art community?
That's tough to say. I kind of broke out in 2017 or so. I used to work at Pino's Palette, which is a paint and sip place. I did a couple really small shows at some local bars and stuff like that. And then I fell off for a while. I was dealing with some mental health stuff, really toxic relationship. And I didn't paint for a couple of years, actually. And I feel like since I got sober, coming up on 3 years now.
Oh, yay! Yay!
Thank you. I started painting a ton. Like, I just got right back into it. It was amazing. And I just felt so motivated to be like, okay, this is going to happen. And so in the last 3 years, I went back to school and got another degree and did some curating experience at the gallery at Eastern. And I just feel like something changed in my mind and I'm just now always seeking. So several years floating, but 3 years very seriously. So, yeah.
This might be a hard question, but what is your favorite art to do, or what is your motivation for your art?
I love doing portraits. I've been doing portraits since I was really young. I started in probably 4th or 5th grade. I used to just draw cartoons and stuff, but there's something really fascinating about the human face to me. I feel like it just carries so much, and being able to recreate that, it's really cathartic, and I don't know how to explain it. It's like my calling or something. But yeah, I love doing portraiture.
And is there a particular style? Like, I think earlier you said you do oils?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, oils or...
Yeah, so I started out with drawing when I was really young, and I did graphite drawings through high school into my early 20s, and in just the last few years, I started experimenting with oil. Whew, that is so much fun, but it takes forever to dry, and I'm really impatient, so that's kind of like my side thing. I'll have like 7 or 8 paintings in rotation as they dry. And then I've been doing watercolor portraits last few months, actually. Those dry much quicker, and I can usually get one done in a day, and those are a ton of fun. So.
Do you show your work at Chrysalis Gallery?
I do. This is my first time. We've been open for 6 months, and I finally put my art up this month because I'm coming up on my 3-year clean date. I thought that was pretty cool. So I released a whole bunch of new paintings. I was just working on stuff for the last year or so and put them up this month, and they're there at 911 South Monroe. We're open Wednesday through Sunday, 9 to 4, if you want to check them out. Yeah.
And let's pivot to Chrysalis Gallery, because that's a big part of your life now. So how did you get started with that?
So I met
Denny.
Yeah, I met Denny, 4 or 5 years ago. I was not in a good place when I met him. He got me a showing at Blue Door Theater. He had done one of his artist recognition posts about me, and I was like, oh my gosh, wow, like this is so flattering, and it felt really nice. I felt appreciated, so I jumped on it. I saw he did a lot of really good stuff for the community, so I'm like, let's meet for coffee, and we talked. I felt like we really hit it off. He got me in a Blue Door Theater. I showed 1 painting there, or 2 maybe. I didn't really take it seriously. I don't know I don't really remember what I was doing. Something stupid probably. And then we kept in touch over the years. And once he said, you know, I'm ready to pull the trigger, I want to open a gallery, I was like, hey, I just did all this curating at the Eastern Gallery. This is perfect timing. Let's team up. And just hopped on board and been full force ever since.
What do you love about working in the gallery space? I mean, it's one kind of headspace to be generating art. It's another kind of headspace to be generating support for artists, right? So what is it for you?
I feel like I'm a huge introvert, and so I really need like my space to do my alone time and do my painting and have that. But I absolutely love people, and having this be my like people time is phenomenal. You know, I'm not peopling at some boring job I don't like or doing whatever. I'm getting to people with artists and creative people, and everyone has such like a different outlook on their art and their creative process and what they do. So it's really cool to be able to meet other artists, especially helping. Our big goal is to help support like new artists and emerging artists, people who have maybe never shown before, and being able to be that person that can kind of help them out for the first time is really rewarding.
I bet. Do we have any questions about DJ's art or the Chrysalis Gallery from our live studio audience?
What kind of art do you do?
What kind of art? Oh, say that again.
What kind of art do you do?
What kind of art do you do?
Mostly portraits. I do a lot of like landscapes, but like old castle ruins. That's one of my favorites. That's a ton of fun. What else? I do a little bit of everything, honestly. I don't buy that whole find your niche thing. I think that's boring. I paint everything.
Morgan?
Do you still paint the Japanese paintings?
I haven't done that. I haven't done that in a while. I feel like that style was really like me breaking out of addiction and moving into early sobriety. I suffered a traumatic brain injury a few years ago. I had a really hard time holding my hands steady, and doing those paintings allowed me a creative space to get back into art where I could kind of use that and still make something beautiful. But I've healed a lot since then. So I'm back to little teeny tiny details.
Speaking of details, is the painting behind you something that you did, or is one of those behind you, yours? No.
No, unfortunately, I did not bring a piece in today. I was not told.
Well, you can find them. So
Yeah, so I've got stuff up at Chrysalis right now, Chrysalis, excuse me. And I have just an online portfolio. It's just mrsgraves.portfoliobox.net. So I've got a whole portfolio on there, some of my works.
Can you say that again?
Really slow.
A little louder and a
Okay.
little slower.
mrsgraves.portfoliobox.net.
Mrs. Graves
Yep.
dot portfolio dot.
Yep. Portfoliobox.net.
Got it.
Yeah. Mrs. Graves, MRSGRAVES.
Great.
We can link it or something.
Well, again, we'll for sure have the link to DJ's work in the notes for this video. And thanks to you and to Denny for everything you guys do for the artist community in Spokane. It's a big, big deal. I mean, I'm a huge believer in that creativity can solve all of our problems.
Agreed.
And the fact that you two, and you in particular, choose to give oxygen to people's little creative sparks, or large, is inspiring and amazing. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thanks for being here, part of the video.
Thank you.
Thank you. And before we leave, I just want to tell our studio audience that it makes a huge difference that you do what you do. And what I love about the hashtag Spokane Biz Club is that it's a collaborative, contributive environment. And so I just want you to be clear, each of you, that you all make a difference, and what you do is a major contribution. So thank you very much.